Hi there again. So this is week 1, Learning Plan 1, which is the Perspectives of Sexuality, which is a multidisciplinary approach. So really this is kind of an overview of what it's like to understand sexuality and who kind of deals with sexuality. So we're going to look at the sociobiological theory in this learning plan and then how that applies to, one, developing as a sexual being, and then actually practicing the, art of sex, and then how that plays into us as helping professionals. So at the end of this, you're going to be able to tell me and yourselves and all your friends what it's like to actually express your sexuality to the world and how you do that, and finding that really each person does it differently. We're going to talk about the different emotions that are brought up when it comes to thinking about sexuality, and you're going to find that you're going to have to reflect a little bit about that. We're going to talk about how you found sexuality learning, and that's going to be looking at some of the different sources that you're actually looking at. You're going to compare and contrast some of the definitions of normality. So what's it like to be normal? What's normal in animals versus humans, and those sorts of things. You're also going to find that just the discussion of sexuality is not one discipline. It's a person. There's lots of branches to look at to gain that knowledge. So just be aware of that. We're going to talk about the biology, the psychology. We're going to talk about culture and society. We're going to talk about anthropology a little bit. So where does sexual norms come from, and why do certain tribes and certain places do certain things? And then we're talking about language, and language is really important. I actually often teach the difference about using different language when I talk to nurses and patient care, and how we can use words instead of husband and wife and straight and gay, and we talk about heterosexual versus homosexual is a little bit more preferred, or significant other, or partner. So using language is really important. We're going to talk about how sexual expressions have changed throughout history, so what's appropriate, what's okay in our society regarding actual sexual expression versus public displays of affection were never allowed in certain cultures, etc. We're going to talk about attitudes regarding sexuality and how religions view those. And then I think the most important things is we're going to talk about the prevalence and influence of sex by media. And this plays a lot into how we act as people. It plays a lot into how we develop. It plays a lot into how we raise our children, or our children actually turn into young adults, and when we have that conversation about the birds and the bees. So we're going to talk about that. And then the other last section of this learning plan talks a little bit about, well, now that you know about sexuality and all this stuff, how are you actually going to talk with someone about that? So that's what we're going to talk about in Learning Plan 1. I'm just going to click here quickly to see some of the things. A big assignment, well, not a big assignment. One of the assignments due in Learning Plan 1 is My Wall, where you're just going to tell me a little bit about yourself, where you came from, and you'll see that in here as part of your assignment. So just know that Learning Plan 1 has a My Wall assignment due on it. And that's all.